Greetings to you. Allow me to introduce Hezekiah Bearsley, my sermon consultant. Today's encouragement is about church growth. I did not want to take pulpit time, and so I present it here. I hope you watched the video of the horse race that I mentioned in my email. I will talk about that later. The link to that video is also in the description area for this video. For now, let me focus on Job, chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. His sons used to take turns holding feasts in their homes, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of feasting had run its course, Job would send and have them purified. Early in the morning, he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, "Perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular custom, and so much of what I'll talk about early on is intercessory prayer, and for us to be a model, for Job to be a model for us. And so in the packets that I'm going to describe later, there is a congregational growth personal contact list, and it's got a place for names, contact information. It's got a list, a column here where you can, list when you prayed for that person, and then it's got a column for when you invited that person to church. The most important part of it, this whole project, is indeed the prayer part. And so what I want you to do over this next year is identify 3 people, people that don't go to church or have gone to church before and they're not anymore. 3 people, and I want you to spend a year praying for them. If you never get around to inviting them, the prayer is the most important thing. Let me throw a favored line from the book of Esther. "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this." This is the opportunity for church growth. This is the time for church excitement. This is the time to claim this promise which Paul made to the Philippians, which we claim today. The words of Paul to the church of Philippi speak of spiritual growth, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. The words of Paul to the church at Philippi speak of spiritual growth not only individually, but also congregationally. So yes, we will focus on spiritual growth, but let's not keep all of that spiritual growth to ourselves. To commit ourselves to more folk in the pews, or chairs, we should have some kind of a plan. Let us all this next year work on personal invitation. I know, we don't know very many people that don't already go to church. But look around anyway. Even if we find just one. I've seen situations in which just one person has a whole family or circle of friends who they then draw to church. The packets I have provided have suggestions of people to invite. These packets are in the library at East United Methodist Church, and they're on the back table at Granger Good Shepherd United Methodist Church. There is an invite page. I'm getting to it. Just hang on. There is an invite page. It starts, "Greetings. I want to invite you to my church." And it's got a place where you can just fill out who you're addressing it to on the front, and you can sign your name sincerely on the back. It has instructions in the packet for you as to what to do. It has 3 envelopes. There will be 3 envelopes. And in each of those envelopes, there will be business cards. There will be the invite page. And all you'll have to do is just address it to somebody, put a stamp on it, and mail it. And so, beside those packets in those areas, there will be extra business cards. What I would like for you to do with those business cards is take them with you, and when you go out to a restaurant, leave one with your tip. If you go to have your car serviced for an oil change or new tires or something, when it's done, leave 2 or 3 of them in the lobby area. Offer one to the fellow that rings you out at the cash register. You know, it's like an easy thing to do. When you invite people to church, just know that they have things about them that draw you to them, and then that is what you say to them. Our church would love your sense of humor, and so just invite them that way. Invite people maybe your own age or maybe 10 to 15 years younger. They're still kind of near your generation, and they'll understand, the same songs, the same jokes, the same interests. And then once we get them coming to church, they too can invite people maybe 10 to 15 years younger, and that process will continue. What I would like you to do is just focus as a congregation this next year on inviting 10 people that can become regular attendees at the church. And then the second year, with those 10 people, we can focus on inviting another 15 people. And then with those additional people, for the third year, we can focus on inviting 20 people. And remember, you never know when one person that comes shows up and they're the impetus to bring 40 people, or who knows however many. So anyway, I hope that you watched that video, the horse race video, and I hope that it indeed was dramatic for you. You are Keen Ice, the horse that came out of nowhere, far from in the back, to win the race. Keen Ice had won just one race in his career in 10 tries before this race. That's a lot of loss. It's a lot of discouragement for all of that horse's investors. But they stuck in there. And there he was, that horse, still racing. And here we see his win against the favored, much talked about American Pharaoh. We shall win the race. We shall be the unexpected upset in this day of national church decline. I close with words from Apostle Paul that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day our Lord returns. Hezekiah Bearsley and I thank you and wish you a good day.